I want off Hunter Miska's wild ride. The Avs were terrible, then they were great, then they were terrible again, and they pay the price. Avs lose to the Anaheim Ducks 5-4 in overtime.
Oh my goodness gracious! Wasn't in time! Score! Justice is served!
If you took a snapshot at a random point in this game, you'd probably feel very differently about the results depending on where it was taken. In the first period or the first half of the second period, knowing that the Avs got a point out of this game, you'd feel pretty good. With 7 minutes left in the third period, knowing the Avs blew a 2-goal lead and didn't win, you'd feel pretty bad. The team was a bit all over the place tonight, and that's somewhat expected. The Avs are icing half a defensive AHL players, with JT Compher magically out with an injury as well in this one. They're pushing towards half a forward core of AHL players. All that was pretty much expected. You pretty much knew that. The fact that the Avs got 4 goals out of this game despite those skaters, that's pretty darn good. The problem here, and I think some people knew this, some people didn't, some people in between, Hunter Miska is an AHL goaltender, not an NHL one. And if you have to pick one person, yeah, it's him that cost the Avs this game. Look, the Avs absolutely could have done more as skaters. They could have scored a 5th goal on a couple of occasions. They could have defended better to help Miska give up less than 5 goals. They could have taken some fewer penalties. There's a million things that they could have done. But when we break down the goals, the Miska goals hurt. The Avs once again could not convert chances in the first period. This is the 3rd straight game without a goal in the first for the Avs, and they've had just 2 goals in the first period in the last 6 games. And even the games they scored a goal in the first period, it felt like they probably should have had 2 or 3. So it just continues to be a struggle for them. I can't really explain it. It's just kind of happening. It's not like they're playing that poorly. Yes, they make some mistakes, but they generate chances and just can't seem to finish them early. Conversely, tonight, the Ducks do finish a chance early on. Very, very little to this play. The Avs are going to lose the faceoff clean on a puck that comes to the slot, and Burakovsky is just going to get caught cheating. He's going to take 2 steps to the outside and start to head up the ice instead of mirroring Raquel, so Raquel is able to just have a magic lane open up for him. You can see Sam Girard defending, going the other direction. Just a beautiful shooting lane gifted to him, and he's going to beat Miska on the blocker side. That one's on the Avs, or more specifically, mostly on Burakovsky. The Avs have to do the little things right. They have to do those type of things, particularly when Miska is in net. They know that he's not an NHL caliber goaltender. It's a harsh way to put it, but they know he's not Philip Grubauer. How about let's put it that way? Giving up goals like that puts the Avs in a tough situation. Again, we've talked about expectations here. You have to be realistic. With the lineup the Avs are icing right now, scoring 4 goals isn't going to happen very often. The rest of the first plays out pretty evenly. While the Avs do get some chances, none of them are really particularly high quality. Basically a carbon copy of the first period from last game against the Ducks. Honestly, the second period was exactly like the last game against the Ducks too. Both teams hit a post, so those counters have been corrected. They got a little bit off somewhere along the way there. The Avs actually have double the amount of bad posts as they do good. And as the game follows the script, the Ducks score early in the second period. With the puck in deep, Anaheim gets it to Troy Terry. Sam tries to engage him along the boards and ends up losing the puck battle. That's not great, but this is why you have 2 lines of defense. McDonald's in a tough spot here. He has to try to take away the pass while also closing down on Terry and the puck. He does an okay job of it. Terry walks him pretty good here. He gets McDonald to commit and then just sidesteps him pretty easily. That's not good. Now you're in trouble, right? Now it's essentially a 2-on-0, and Hunter Miska just gets caught on this one. He fully bites on a play. In perfect world, you know what, maybe you realize the man back checking could get there, but you just cannot cheat this hard with a man right in front of you with the puck. Going full commit. He full sends this across the ice to leave a massive opening in the net on the short side. You just cannot get beat that badly short side in the NHL. And credit to Troy Terry. It's a very nice move. He deserves that credit for sure. But a better goaltender, maybe he cheats a tiny bit and Terry puts it into a tight little opening, has to put a nice shot on as well. Terry had the whole net to shoot at on that one. Can't really have it. And here you start to see it. Could the Avs have played better in front of Miska on that play? Absolutely. But you also employ a goaltender because your skaters aren't perfect. And that wasn't even the worst part of the game for the defense and the goaltending. We'll get to that. But first, we have some positive things to talk about, because apparently when the Avs go down 2 in the second period, that is when they turn it on. They completely dominate the rest of the period. It passes over the halfway mark, and that is when they are allowed to start scoring goals. Toews does some fantastic stick work in transition here to force a turnover from the Ducks, and the Ducks get caught a little bit as Nichushkin coming back picks it up and is wheeling at full speed. And just off camera here, Logan O'Connor is up towards the blue line skating as well. A nice pass by Nichushkin to just thread the needle to him to hit him, and all of a sudden it's a breakaway. Logan O'Connor manages to be the first Av to finish one in this game. A lot of talk about players that are AHLers in the Avs lineup in this game, and I stand by that. Does not apply to Logan O'Connor. That guy is an NHL hockey player. The Avs keep up the pressure, and the reality of the immediate future for the Avs is without Nathan MacKinnon, the other big guns have to step up, specifically Mikko Rantanen and Gabe Landeskog. Mikko is the man to do it. A power play opportunity for the Avs late in the second period. Girard is going to walk the line and then throw a shot in that goes well wide. It's not a pretty play, but ends up working as Mikko is cheating down here. He's going to collect the puck off of the end boards and throw it backhand just out towards the crease. I don't know how much he was trying to throw this off of Ryan Miller or how much he was just trying to get it to a dangerous area. But given that he lifted the puck pretty significantly, I do think Mikko might have been trying to do this on purpose. He hits it squarely off of Miller's back and it goes right into the net. It's 2-2 after the second period. Brand new hockey game, all sins forgiven up to that point. In the first half of the third period, the Avs kept up the pressure. The NHLers on this forward core were NHLers, and they showed out. They got the Avs where they needed to be in this hockey game. Kind of a weird play for the Avs where Mikko heads out to the point, hits Sam along the near wall, who goes in deep before circling back and getting the puck back to Mikko, who tries a slapper from the blue line, which gets blocked immediately. This is a bad play. Don't recommend the Avs continue trying to do this type of thing, despite them doing it constantly. But somehow, Mikko's able to collect the puck, keep going, get in a little bit closer, and fire another shot off. This is a perfect seeing eye shot. He gets it under the first defenseman's stick, and then it finds its way clean through 3 bodies in front. None of the Avs touch it. None of the Ducks touch it. Ryan Miller nearly saves it, but just can't quite pick it clean as it goes off of his glove and in. Less than 30 seconds ago, the Avs have their first lead of the game, and then they make it 2 off of some great work from Kadri to continually win puck battles along the far wall. Gets a little chip in from Toews as well. They just keep making sure the puck stays in the zone. Eventually, Burakovsky gets it with some space down low, slams on the brakes, and burns the Ducks here to create a little bit of space. And Saad sneaking into the back door. Burakovsky recognizes it, get the pass across, and Saad is able to slip it under Miller. Great. The Avs showed up in this game. They came a little bit late, but it's 4-2, and you're winding towards the midpoint of the third period. The Ducks have collapsed here. They have completely collapsed. The Avs should have been able to put this game away, and honestly, they should have been able to do it pretty easily. But they just could not get a save in crunch time. Honestly, I think it's that simple. The 2-goal lead gets cut to 1 with a little bit less than 7 minutes left in the game. I think this angle sums it up best. Terry finds a little bit of space well above the circles and is going to fire a shot. It's a good shot. He gets it by Kadri's leg. Credit where credit's due, but I don't understand what Miska is doing on this play. Maybe he has to battle through Kadri's legs a little bit, but this screen is not affecting him at all. So when he starts to slide in behind the screen on a puck that, if he just stands still, is coming right towards his chest. I don't follow the puck tracking here. I don't understand where he's going. He moves himself out of the way of the puck, tries to reach out and make the save with the blocker, which he just clean misses. The puck goes off of him and in the net. That's a pretty routine save that he made way harder than it had to be, and it cost him. Look, I'm by no means a goalie expert, but I do know that the goalie position in hockey, especially in the NHL, is extremely competitive and extremely coveted. There are only 62 in the league at any given time, and if a guy's not cutting it, you cannot continue to live with that. Of goalies with at least 4 starts this year, only one goaltender out of 63 has a worse save percentage than Hunter Miska, and that's Hogberg in Ottawa, with a terrible team in front of him. What we witnessed in this game was Miska get outdueled, if you want to call it that, by Ryan Miller, who has a sub-900 save percentage on the season. Look, I'm sure Hunter Miska is an awesome dude. I'm sure he's an incredible hockey player. He's proven he is a very good AHL goaltender, but they just don't have the leash to see if he can be an NHL goaltender beyond what they've seen, because right now the answer to that question is a hard no. Anaheim manages to tie the game before you even get to goalie pull time. The Avs do take a stupid penalty. That's 100% on Burakovsky as well. That's on him, but again, goaltenders are in net to make saves. Sometimes they have to make a tough save, and the Avs just couldn't get one. Ducks win a face-off and get the puck quickly over to the near point, where Shattenkirk has some room to walk into the top of the circle and fire a shot. It's a good shot. He gets it by the bodies, and it ends up going post and in. So credit where credit's due. He placed this shot very, very well. However, we see goalies stop this shot pretty routinely in the NHL as well. Hunter Miska is unable to do so. He does get screened a little bit. Again, all of these things are compounding for Miska. He has to make a save at some point, and when they keep not getting saved, you start to get frustrated. So, let's back up. Ignore how this game happened. Wholly. Entirely. Just ignore everything about it. Look at the Avs roster. Close your eyes and say, if they were playing a hockey game with this roster, would you be happy with 1 point out of it? I think the answer to that question should, would, could, and is yes. And they managed to do that, so things could be significantly worse. Minnesota blew a 2-goal lead to Arizona tonight, and that puts the Avs ahead of them in the standings. That 1 point is not nothing. It could mean a lot at the end of the season. The perpetual problem with the Avs this year, regardless of who's in the lineup though, is that you know they are capable of more. They should have won this game, and they didn't. Overtime was what it was. The Avs shot themselves in the foot again. Mikko Rantanen takes a tripping penalty about 2 minutes into it. The Avs were upset. They thought Landeskog was tripped a little bit before that, and it didn't get called. I went back. I'm going to be honest. I don't think Landy got tripped. There was some incidental contact, and that was it. The Avs put themselves down, and the Avs find a way to lose. The Ducks get the blue line here, but then throw an errant pass right to Ryan Graves, and Ryan Graves just panics a little bit. The puck's coming in a little bit hot. He tries to slam on the brakes and just whacks at the puck. He has time. He has space. He could have controlled this. He could have tried to flick it somewhere. Instead, he just whacks at it, and it doesn't get out of the zone, and it's no longer in the Avs' possession. Just need a better effort than that. Instead, the Ducks are now set up in the offensive zone when it could have been an easy clear. The Avs now try and get set up. Down a man, 4-on-3. It's tough to defend. The Ducks work the play around quite a bit, and the Avs get set up the way they like to. They like to put their players in between to go for shot blocks and pass interceptions. If the Avs are going to play hockey this way, you can't let this pass get through. You cannot let this pass go through if you're going to play defense this way. And yet, the pass gets through in a little bit here as Ducks continue to play with it. The Avs just set up in their triangle. Graves sitting in between the two, tries to work his way out. The other two forwards trying to take away the other side. Getzlaf has just been sitting, top of the crease, uncontested this entire time, waiting for a lane to open it up. It eventually does, and Miska, no way he's going to get over there. Maybe in a perfect world he throws the stick out and stops that from happening, but that pass never should have made it there. Could the Avs have played better and won this game, ignoring everything Miska did? Yes, absolutely 100%. But if they get a save late in the third period, this game is over, and we're not even talking about this. The Avs have to ask themselves the question, do they care about regular season wins? If the answer to that is not a hard no, then they need to do something about their backup goalie position. And believe me, I'm on the side where I don't think it's that desperately important. I don't think the Avs need to win very often with their backup goaltender. They'll make the playoffs anyway, and in the playoffs, it doesn't matter at all. If Philip Grubauer gets hurt, it doesn't matter who your backup is. You're not going to go very far. But to watch a game like that is just soul-crushing. Those are the type of games that get teams frustrated, that put them into a funk. You cannot live with that. But I don't know. This was a long, rambly one to essentially say that the Avs need a better backup goaltender than what they have right now. That is the end of this game video review. Thank you for watching. You know the drill. Head on over to thednvr.com for more coverage. I am Rudo, and I don't know if I'm ever going to wear jorts again.
Avalanche time, come on, grab your friends. We're going to the playoffs again with Nate the dog and Gabe the big. The fun isn't over yet, it is Avalanche time.